So there's two things that I'm thinking about. One, which I think we'll touch on soon around the tech of the form. Secondly, would be which sorts of companies allow you to sell them leads, and how do you find those companies? For example, I would suggest people are obviously finding companies that are in a linear fashion on the journey that a pet owner would take, not just because find a company that's going to allow them to sell any lead for any sort of product or service at the highest possible price for the highest revenue. I think audience comes first. So how do we then find, all right, these people need these types of insurances, or these I can sell these types of leads to a company that's going to serve my audience? How do you go and find those companies?
So I think Google is an awesome place to
Yep.
find that. When you're doing your keyword research, you're going to find keywords that fit your niche already. And you probably do that already just to write your content. But there's also other companies that align with what you're writing with. So if let's say we talked about a dog site, and you're thinking, okay, I talk a lot about small dogs and I want to do something for that part of my audience. Google those things. There's also a site called People Also Ask, where you put in the keyword and it gives you the other things that people ask about. And then you can look and Google those and see what other companies show up in the SERPs, because they would align with what you're looking for. And then reaching out to them and saying, hey, we do some of the same things, but I'm not a competitor of yours. I'm actually a complement to you. I can help you with this. I have this amount of traffic. I'm proven that these are the type of articles I'm writing. The other thing that is awesome about your websites is that SEOs and large companies, we thrive on backlinks. So if you have a strong site already and you're offering a backlink and you have a reputable site, a large company will be happy to link to you because you're helping each other. And so being able to speak that language and say, I can offer you a link to my site, and I also can get you leads in this area. Also doing your research on those companies, getting on their site, see where their gaps are, fill their gaps, and then come to them with, I realize that you service Northern California, but there's a large market in Southern California that you may be missing. I can help you grab that with this. So fixing their problem before you even come to them, and saying, not just a cold call that says, I can provide X backlinks, because trust me, SEOs get tons of that. People will go on a large company's website, find the SEO, and just email them to death, whether it's through LinkedIn or their personal, and they ignore them. But if you're providing a true solution and you can show that you provide value by having studied what they do, how they do it, and you have the part that fills their gap, they're more likely to talk to you about that.
Oh, I love it. It comes back to making sure you find out what that company needs and giving it to them, and then making the relationship better with linking and serving. That's awesome. Awesome. So that's a great structure that people go away and can plug into their site. Where people are going to get hung up is the tech part of it. I find a lot of people get hung up. I'm sure you can go and just Google tutorials and stuff like that. But is there a certain plug-in or a certain piece of technology that people can use for a form on their site to fill out leads that link to somebody that you're selling leads to? Or how do you get the lead? How do you put the lead magnet capture on your site? What technology? And then how does it get sent to the person that you're selling the leads?
So we use the same type of thing in my 9 to 5, a service called Contact Form 7, which is just a plugin on the back end of your WordPress site. Super easy to use. It also captures the leads information and the back end of WordPress. You're able to export that out. So if you make the contract with the whatever company that you're working with, that I will send you the leads every 24 hours, every 48 hours, every 72, every week, however you make that contract, then you just export the leads that have come in from the last time you sent the leads to the end, export those out, package them up, send them over, and then they can sort them out or parse them out as needed. Sometimes companies do want that instantaneous lead flow that may require more of a developer to have an API that sends them directly into it, because there are API keys that you can use that when you get the lead, you can connect it to the Contact Form 7. As soon as it comes in, the API shoots it over to them, and and you just have to keep track of how many are going over so that you can charge them appropriately. But that's if they want to get that technical. But starting off, it could just be a simple download and ship to that person on that company.
Yeah.